How many of you start your day with a warm cup of coffee? For many, it's more than a habit, it's a ritual. But here's the question. What if I told you that the tiny scoop you add to your morning brew could either fuel your muscles or slowly rob them of their strength? Most people don't realize that cacao and cocoa, though they sound almost identical, behave very differently in the body. And when it comes to muscle loss, especially after 50 or 60, the choice you make could impact your strength, your independence, and the quality of your life. Cacao, the raw powerhouse. When we talk about protecting our muscles and fighting muscle loss, most people jump straight to protein shakes, gym workouts, or supplements. And while those things have their place, we often overlook the power of natural foods that are loaded with nutrients. The body desperately needs to hold on to lean muscle as we age. One of the most underrated of these foods is raw cacao. Not cocoa, but cacao in its purest form. Now, why is cacao such a powerhouse? The answer lies in how it's processed, or rather how little it's processed. Cacao is the raw form of a cacao bean, the seed from which chocolate is made. When it's harvested and minimally processed at low temperatures, cacao keeps all of its natural vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants intact. Cocoa, on the other hand, is roasted at high heat and usually mixed with sugar, milk solids, or other fillers. This intense processing strips away much of the nutritional value, so even though cacao and cocoa come from the same bean, they behave very differently in your body. Let's dig into what makes cacao such a powerful ally in the fight against muscle loss. First, cacao is one of the richest natural sources of antioxidants on the planet. These antioxidants, especially flavonoids and polyphenols, fight against oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is when harmful molecules, free radicals, damage your cells, including muscle fibers. Over time, this damage accelerates sarcopenia, which is the medical term for age-related muscle loss. By protecting your cells and muscles from this stress, cacao helps preserve muscle tissue and keeps you stronger for longer. Think of antioxidants as the shield protecting your muscles from daily wear and tear. Second, cacao is packed with magnesium. Magnesium is sometimes called the muscle mineral because it's critical for muscle contraction, relaxation, and repair. Without enough magnesium, your muscles can't function efficiently. You might experience cramps, stiffness, or fatigue. What most people don't realize is that magnesium also supports protein synthesis, the very process your body uses to build and repair muscle fibers. Cocoa, after processing, loses much of its magnesium content, leaving behind far fewer benefits. But raw cacao delivers this mineral in abundance, making it a natural tool to maintain muscle health. Third, cacao has small amounts of plant-based protein compounds. While you won't rely on cacao alone for your daily protein, those amino acid compounds play a supportive role in muscle preservation. And when paired with a healthy protein-rich breakfast like eggs, oats, or Greek yogurt, cacao becomes a powerful complement, enhancing nutrient absorption and muscle recovery. But it doesn't stop there. Cacao also contains the abroin, a natural compound that gently stimulates your nervous system, improving blood circulation and oxygen delivery. Why does that matter for muscle loss? Because muscles thrive on oxygen-rich blood. When your circulation improves, more oxygen and nutrients flow directly to your muscle tissues, supporting repair and recovery. Compare that with processed cocoa, which often contains added sugar. Sugar may give you a short-term energy spike, but it's followed by a crash that robs your muscles of the steady energy they need to rebuild. So, how do you make cacao work for you at home? It's simple. Start with a small daily ritual. Replace that spoonful of cocoa mix in your morning coffee with 1 teaspoon of raw organic cacao powder. Blend it in well, and you'll notice the difference in both flavor and how you feel. Raw cacao has a deeper, slightly bitter taste compared to cocoa, but that's the taste of nutrients and minerals your body craves. If you want to sweeten it, avoid refined sugar. Instead, use a small amount of raw honey, stevia, or even cinnamon for flavor. Think of this as a preventative prescription you can make in your kitchen. You don't need pills or fancy powders, just a simple swap that protects your muscles and fuels your body with the right building blocks. Every time you choose cacao over cocoa, you're choosing to protect your strength, independence, and vitality for years to come. Remember this, your muscles are the foundation of your health. They support your bones, protect your joints, and give you the power to move freely. Cacao isn't just a tasty addition to your morning coffee, it's a raw powerhouse designed by nature to help you fight muscle loss. One sip at a time, muscle fuel for magnesium. If there's one mineral that deserves the title of muscle fuel, it's magnesium. Yet despite its importance, most people are walking around deficient without even realizing it. And when your magnesium is low, your muscles, your energy, and even your sleep will all suffer. Now, here's the part most don't know. Cacao, in its raw form, is one of the richest natural sources of magnesium on the planet. That's one reason why cacao is a much better choice for your morning routine than heavily processed cocoa. Why is magnesium so critical? Let's break it down. Every time your muscle contracts, whether you're lifting weights, walking upstairs, or even breathing, calcium floods into your muscle cells to create the contraction. But for the muscle to relax again, magnesium has to step in and push that calcium back out. Without enough magnesium, your muscles can't relax properly. That's why magnesium deficiency often shows up as cramping, twitching, or stiffness. And if you've ever had those middle-of-the-night Charlie horses in your calf, you already know how painful that can be. But it doesn't stop there. Magnesium also plays a key role in protein synthesis, which is the process your body uses to build and repair muscle fibers. Think about it. Every time you exercise or even go through your daily movements, you create tiny micro tears in your muscle tissue. Your body repairs those tears by laying down new protein strands, which is how muscles grow and strengthen. Without magnesium, that repair process slows down. Over time, this makes you more vulnerable to muscle wasting or sarcopenia, especially as you get older. Another critical function of magnesium is its role in energy production. Inside every cell of your body, you have little powerhouses called mitochondria. These mitochondria use a molecule called ATP as the energy currency of life. But here's the kicker. ATP can't be active in your cells unless it's bound to magnesium. That means without enough magnesium, your cells literally can't use energy efficiently. And what does that feel like? Fatigue, weakness, and poor exercise recovery. For seniors, this can make the difference between feeling strong and vibrant or feeling drained and unable to keep up with daily tasks. Now let's talk about cacao versus cocoa. When cacao beans are roasted and processed into cocoa powder, much of that magnesium content is lost. And if you're using sweetened cocoa mixes, the added sugar only makes matters worse. Sugar strips magnesium from your body during digestion, leaving you even more depleted. But raw cacao, unheated and unprocessed, keeps its natural magnesium intact. Just 1 tablespoon of raw cacao powder can provide up to 60 milligrams of magnesium, which is about 15% of your daily requirement. That's a significant boost from one simple addition to your coffee, smoothie, or morning oatmeal. Practical tip: if you struggle with nighttime leg cramps, restless legs, or fatigue after light exercise, try incorporating cacao into your daily routine. One easy way is to stir a teaspoon into your morning coffee or warm milk. For an added boost, combine it with foods that are also high in magnesium, like bananas, pumpkin seeds, or oats. This not only enhances absorption, but also gives your muscles a well-rounded supply of fuel. And here's something many don't realize. Magnesium also calms your nervous system. It helps regulate the balance between your fight or flight response and your rest and repair mode. By calming the nervous system, magnesium promotes better sleep quality. And as we know, deep restorative sleep is where your body does the majority of its healing and muscle rebuilding. So when you add cacao for its magnesium, you're not just fueling your muscles during the day, you're also protecting and rebuilding them at night while you sleep. So think of cacao as nature's muscle-preserving mineral source. Every time you choose cacao over cocoa, you're not just adding flavor, you're giving your muscles the magnesium they need to contract, relax, repair, and stay strong. And when it comes to fighting muscle loss, that's one simple daily choice that can pay dividends for the rest of your life. Daily habit, reduce sugar, protect muscle. When it comes to protecting your muscles and preventing age-related muscle loss, one of the most overlooked villains is sugar. Most people think sugar only affects weight or blood sugar, but the truth is, excessive sugar quietly eats away at your muscle health. And here's where the cacao versus cocoa debate gets even more important. Most cocoa products on the market, like hot chocolate mixes, chocolate syrups, and flavored powders, are loaded with sugar. But raw cacao in its natural state is unsweetened and helps your body in the exact opposite way. It stabilizes blood sugar, reduces inflammation, and supports muscle repair. Let's break this down. Muscle is metabolically active tissue. It burns calories even while you rest. But when you consume too much sugar, your insulin levels spike over time. High insulin levels make your body resistant, which means sugar is not effectively transported into your cells for energy. Instead, that excess sugar gets stored as fat. And here's the problem. As fat increases, inflammation increases, and your body starts breaking down muscle faster. This condition is known as sarcopenic obesity, a dangerous combination of muscle loss and fat gain. It robs you of strength, slows your metabolism, and makes daily activities harder. On the flip side, cacao is naturally low in sugar and high in compounds that improve insulin sensitivity. That means when you consume cacao, your body is better able to use carbohydrates as fuel instead of storing them as fat. The result, stronger muscles, more stable energy, and a reduced risk of muscle breakdown. But let's make this practical. Many people start their day with sweetened cocoa drinks, lattes loaded with flavored syrups, or packaged hot chocolate mixes. Each of those drinks can contain 40 grams of sugar. That's equivalent to 10 teaspoons of sugar in just one cup. Imagine what that does to your body first thing in the morning. It sends your insulin skyrocketing, leading to an energy spike followed by a crash. And with that crash comes fatigue, cravings, and poor muscle recovery. Daily tool. The simple habit you can start today is to replace sugary cocoa with raw cacao. If you enjoy a warm morning drink, prepare your coffee or hot milk and stir in 1 teaspoon of raw cacao powder. If you want sweetness, choose natural alternatives like a drizzle of raw honey, a pinch of stevia, or a sprinkle of cinnamon. Cinnamon not only adds flavor, but also helps regulate blood sugar. This one small swap reduces your sugar intake, protects your muscles, and keeps your energy steady throughout the day. But here's something else to remember. Sugar doesn't just come from sweets and desserts. It sneaks into processed foods, breads, sauces, cereals, even salad dressings. That means protecting your muscles isn't just about avoiding obvious candy bars, it's about building awareness of where sugar hides in your diet. Read labels. Look for words like high fructose corn syrup, dextrose, or sucrose. The more hidden sugars you cut, the stronger and healthier your muscles will remain. And let's talk about inflammation. Sugar fuels systemic inflammation, which damages muscle fibers and interferes with recovery. Have you ever noticed how sore and sluggish you feel after a day of heavy sugar consumption? That's your muscles struggling to repair themselves in an inflamed environment. Now contrast that with cacao, which contains flavonoids that reduce inflammation and help restore muscle tissue. Instead of inflaming your muscles, cacao nourishes them. Another important point, sugar reduces the body's ability to absorb key minerals like magnesium and calcium. Remember from the last section how vital magnesium is for muscle contraction contraction and repair. By overloading on sugar, you're depleting the very minerals your muscles need. That's another reason why cacao is so powerful, because it adds magnesium back into your system while eliminating the sugar overload that depletes it. So here's the takeaway. Sugar breaks muscles down. Cacao helps build them up. Making this one daily habit, reducing sugar and replacing it with raw cacao creates a ripple effect in your body. Your blood sugar stabilizes, inflammation decreases, recovery improves, and your muscles get the nutrients they need to stay strong. Remember, health doesn't come from huge, overwhelming changes. It comes from small habits practiced consistently. Every morning you choose cacao instead of cocoa. You're making a choice to protect your muscles, stabilize your energy, and reclaim your strength. Over weeks and months, these small daily habits add up to a body that feels stronger, lighter, and more resilient. So tomorrow morning, when you reach for that sweetened cocoa mix, stop, pause, and choose raw cacao instead. Your muscles will thank you, not just today, but for years to come. Quick self-test, energy, and recovery check. One of the simplest ways to know whether your morning coffee habit is helping or hurting your muscles is to run a quick self-test. You don't need fancy lab work, expensive equipment, or complicated routines. All you need is your body, your awareness, and a little honesty with yourself. Here's the truth. What you put into your morning coffee, whether it's cacao or cocoa, directly impacts how your muscles recover, how your energy sustains, and how your body feels throughout the day. The difference often shows up not in what you see immediately, but in how you perform and recover afterward. That's why a quick self-test can be so powerful. Let me explain. When you drink coffee with cocoa mix, especially the kind filled with sugar, you'll often feel a short burst of energy. Your blood sugar rises, your insulin spikes, and for a brief time you feel awake and ready to go. But within an hour or two, your blood sugar comes crashing down. That crash leaves you drained, craving more sugar and less motivated to move your body. This roller coaster effect also hinders your muscles from recovering properly because stable energy and steady circulation are essential for muscle repair. On the other hand, when you add raw cacao to your morning coffee, the effect is very different. Instead of a sugar spike and crash, you get smooth, sustained energy. That's because cacao contains the albumine, a natural compound that gently stimulates your cardiovascular system, widening your blood vessels and improving oxygen delivery. More oxygen means more nutrients reach your muscles, fueling repair and reducing soreness. The result, you feel energized, focused, and less likely to hit that mid-morning slump. So here's the self-test you can try. Starting tomorrow morning, switch your coffee routine. For 1 week, replace cocoa or any sugary coffee mix with raw cacao powder. Keep everything else the same. Notice your energy curve after your morning drink. Ask yourself, do I feel jittery and then tired? Or do I feel calm, steady, and focused for hours? If it's the first, your body is telling you that sugar and processed cocoa are dragging you down. If it's the second, cacao is helping you. Check your recovery. Do a light activity like a short walk, climbing a few stairs, or a simple body weight exercise. Later that day or the next morning, pay attention to how your muscles feel. Are they sore? Longer than usual? Do you feel weak or sluggish, or do your muscles bounce back quickly with less fatigue? Cacao's antioxidants and magnesium help your muscles recover faster, while sugar from cocoa mixes creates inflammation that slows recovery. Evaluate cravings. This might surprise you. Sugar makes you crave more sugar. If you notice that after drinking cocoa, you're reaching for snacks or sweets mid-morning, that's your body crying out from the crash. But when you use cacao, you'll likely feel satisfied longer and less drawn to junk foods. That means more stable energy and better nutrient intake, which directly benefits your muscles. Track your sleep. Recovery doesn't just happen during the day, it happens at night. Pay attention to whether you sleep more soundly when you've used cacao instead of cocoa. Magnesium in cacao calms the nervous system, promoting deeper sleep and better muscle repair. Poor sleep, on the other hand, accelerates muscle breakdown. This self-test is powerful because it gives you direct personal feedback. You don't have to take my word for it. You'll feel the difference in your own body. Within just 1 week, many people report improved focus, more stable energy, reduced muscle soreness, and better overall recovery. And here's the best part. Once you experience the difference firsthand, you won't want to go back. You'll realize that cacao isn't just a healthier choice. It's a performance tool for your body, your energy, and your muscles. Remember this, your body speaks to you every single day. The crashes, the cravings, the soreness, the fatigue, those are signals when you give your body the right fuel, like raw cacao. Those signals change. You feel stronger, lighter, and more in control. So, tomorrow morning, run the self-test. Swap the cocoa for cacao. Pay attention to your energy, your recovery, your cravings, and your sleep. Let your body show you the truth, because when it comes to fighting muscle loss, awareness is power, and cacao gives your muscles the steady fuel they need to thrive. Safe stretch, coffee, and core activation. Most people think of their morning coffee as a way to wake up their mind, but what if I told you that you could also use it as the perfect time to wake up your body, specifically your muscles? That's right. By pairing your coffee routine with a simple stretch and core activation, you can improve circulation, protect your muscles, and set the tone for strength and energy all day long. Here's why this matters. When we sleep, circulation slows down our muscles, joints, and connective tissues stiffen overnight. That's why so many people wake up with tight backs, sore hips, or stiff shoulders. If you immediately go from lying in bed to sitting with a cup of coffee, your body stays tight and your muscles stay undernourished. Over time, that stiffness can contribute to muscle weakness and imbalances that accelerate muscle loss. But when you combine your coffee habit with a gentle morning stretch, you stimulate blood flow, deliver oxygen to your tissues, and switch on the muscles that protect your spine and posture. This is especially important for your core muscles, the deep abdominal and back muscles that stabilize your entire body. Weak core muscles are one of the fastest ways to lose independence as we age because they affect balance, mobility, and strength. So, let's talk about a stretch you can safely do every morning. The standing back extension with core engagement. Here's how to do it. Start position. Stand tall with your feet shoulder width apart. Place your hands gently on your hips for support. Inhale and stretch. As you breathe in, slowly lean your upper body back just a few inches, opening up your chest toward the ceiling. Engage core. As you lean back, gently tighten your abdominal muscles. Imagine you're bracing your stomach without holding your breath. This engages the core to support your spine. Hold. Stay in that position for about 10-15 seconds while breathing deeply. Return slowly. Return to standing upright. Repeat 2-3 times. This stretch does 3 powerful things. It opens the chest and spine. Many of us spend our mornings hunched over phones, desks, or steering wheels. This stretch reverses that posture, reducing strain on the spine and waking up the muscles that hold you tall. It activates the core. By gently bracing your abdominals while stretching, you teach your body to support itself better, reducing the risk of back pain and helping protect your muscles during daily movements. It boosts circulation. Stretching right after coffee, especially if you've added nutrient-rich cacao, helps deliver oxygen and minerals like magnesium straight to your muscles, priming them for activity. Now here's the beauty of pairing it with your coffee ritual. It only takes a few seconds. While your coffee is brewing or right after you take your first sip, stand up and perform this stretch. Over time, this daily habit retrains your body to start the day in a position of strength instead of weakness. If you'd like to add a little extra activation, try this after your back extension. Place your hands on a countertop, step your feet back and do a gentle standing plank. Hold for 15-20 seconds, keeping your core engaged. This safely strengthens your abs, lower back, and shoulders. And all critical for maintaining muscle mass and stability as you age. Why is this so important for muscle loss? Because inactivity is one of the fastest ways to lose strength. If you start your day by sitting for hours, your muscles don't get the signal they need to stay strong. But if you combine a small dose of movement with your morning coffee, you give your body a message: stay active, stay strong, keep building muscle. Think of this stretch and core activation as an investment. It doesn't cost you anything. It takes less than 2 minutes, but the return is enormous. Better posture, stronger core, improved balance, and less stiffness. And when combined with the muscle-protecting nutrients in cacao, it creates a powerful synergy. Fuel plus movement equals strength. So tomorrow morning when you pour that coffee, don't just sit down. Stand tall, take a few deep breaths, stretch your spine, activate your core, wake up your muscles as you wake up your mind. This simple routine can set the stage for energy, strength, and confidence, not just for today, but for years to come. Long-term preventative habit. When it comes to protecting your muscles, most people look for quick fixes. They try a supplement for a week, join a gym for a month, or chase after the latest trend. But the real secret to preventing muscle loss is not in short bursts of effort. It's in the habits you repeat every single day. Small, consistent actions compound over time, creating strength and resilience that no pill or fat can ever match. This is where cacao shines as a long-term preventative habit. Unlike processed cocoa mixes that load your body with sugar and inflammation, raw cacao is filled with minerals, antioxidants, and compounds that support your muscles every day. And when you combine it with simple daily routines, stretching, hydration, sleep, and movement, you create a protective shield around your muscle tissue that helps you stay strong well into your senior years. Here's why building a preventative habit matters so much. Starting around age 30, the body begins to lose muscle mass naturally. By age 60, this process accelerates, and if nothing is done, it can result in sarcopenia, significant muscle loss that makes it harder to climb stairs, carry groceries, or even maintain balance while walking. But here's the good news: sarcopenia is not inevitable. Science shows that daily habits, nutrition, movement, and recovery can slow, stop, and even reverse muscle decline. The key is consistency. Now let's talk about how cacao fits into this. Cacao is rich in flavonoids, powerful antioxidants that fight inflammation and oxidative stress. These are the very processes that accelerate muscle breakdown. By supplying your body with antioxidants every day, you're protecting muscle fibers from damage. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't brush once a month and expect healthy gums. You brush every day. Cacao works the same way. A small daily dose nourishes and protects your muscles consistently, not sporadically. But cacao is only one piece of the preventative habit puzzle. Let's put the pieces together. Morning ritual with cacao. Start your day with 1 teaspoon of raw cacao in your coffee, tea, or warm milk. This provides magnesium, antioxidants, and gentle energy to fuel your muscles, stretch, and activate. While you sip, take 2 minutes to stretch your spine and activate your core. This wakes up your muscles and primes them for the day. Hydrate regularly. Muscles are about 75% water. Dehydrated muscles fatigue faster and recover slower. Keep a water bottle nearby and sip throughout the day. Prioritize protein. Cacao supports your muscles, but it works best when combined with adequate protein intake. Make sure each meal contains a quality protein source like eggs, fish, beans, or lean meats. Rest and recover. Deep sleep is when your muscles repair and grow. Magnesium in cacao helps calm your nervous system, supporting better sleep cycles. Move daily. You don't need to lift heavy weights or run marathons. Simple body weight exercises, resistance bands, or even brisk walking signal your body to preserve muscle. The beauty of these steps is that none of them are extreme or complicated. They're sustainable, and when repeated daily, they form a long-term preventative habit that keeps your muscles resilient and your body strong. Here's a simple truth. Prevention is easier than repair. It's far easier to protect muscle mass now than to rebuild it later after it's been lost. That's why starting today is so powerful. By committing to a daily cacao ritual combined with small lifestyle habits, you're telling your body, I value my strength, my independence, and my future.